Hey everyone, welcome in. It's Friday night of the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Football Far West Regionals. I'm Francis Beck, joined by Tim Chifa. We are getting you ready for the Class D final between Section 6 Randolph and Section 5's Oakfield, Alabama. Elba. I'm joined by Tim Chifa, and we're just going to take you for the next few minutes before the Class D game kicks off just to talk about this game. Of course, if you didn't know already, on WN Athletics is unable to air it. It's on the NFHS network. It's out of our control, but if you want to watch that, it's on the NFHS network. There is a subscription. It's about $10, $11, but that will get you for the rest of the state tournament. But Tim, we have a pretty good matchup to kick off Far West Regional Weekend, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, Francis, at least on paper, it looks about as close as you can possibly get. I'm not going to lie and say that I've seen Oakfield, Alabama, play 10 times like we have, all the Section 6 schools. So it is a bit unique for all of us, for all the games, because we try to crunch in about a season's worth of homework, I guess you could say, in 1 week, just finding out who these teams are. But from what it looks like, Francis, is it's very obvious these are two very heavy run heavy teams. Obviously with Randolph, you can't say enough about Xander Hine. Okay, I look behind me. He's the week 2 freak of the week for West New York Athletics.
Connolly Cup finalist just announced this week.
Connolly Cup finalist. Almost 750 yards rushing, 24 touchdowns. He is obviously the heart and soul of this Randolph offense. And from what it looks like, Oakfield, they have their own kind of 1-2 punch. They're led by the running back Gage and Brewster, 1,424 yards, 18 touchdowns. And then they have another kid, junior Noah Curry, I believe it is, 695 yards, 14 touchdowns. But listen to this: two receiving touchdowns, 2 kick return touchdowns, and a punt return touchdown. So obviously a super athlete. You look at team by team on paper. Randolph 40 points per game. Oakfield 47 points allowed, 7 for Randolph, 10. So both teams 11-0 and 10-0. So on paper, I don't know if you can get any closer than this. For a huge opportunity for a chance to go play in Syracuse.
Yeah, I watched the Oakfield Alabama game on earlier this week, their sectional final game, and it's early on. I'll admit it was kind of sloppy from an Oakfield Alabama sense. They had a couple of turnovers, especially early in the game. They took advantage of, but you know what? The team they faced also had a bunch of turnovers. But you're right. You mentioned their quarterback, Brody Hine. He was only a sophomore, keep in mind, and they turned to him quite a bit as well. And as well as Noah Currier, who had a couple touchdowns in that final game as well.
Yeah, I don't think that it's either offense is a really relying on your quarterback heavy offense. They are much more of running back type offenses. But like anytime you get into the Class D smaller schools, you're also going to run into these players are also playing both ways, and a lot of these players, especially the 2 running backs I mentioned for Oakfield, they're also great defenders also. So you're going to see a lot of these guys, because of the smaller school size, they're going to be playing on both sides of the ball, including special teams. Like I mentioned, the one running back who has some crazy stats from a special team standpoint. So look for that to play and to be a big part of this game. I'm sure that's something that they studied throughout the week. Randolph studied, and probably want to try to keep it away from them in the kicking game as much as possible.
Yeah, it's I believe it was Oakfield, Alabama has kind of that pistol formation.
Mm-hmm.
Their quarterback's going to run, although I don't think they have anyone on defense that can stop Xander Hine, Connolly Cup finalist. He's had a fantastic year so far.
Not many can. I mean, he's one of the best runners that we've got a chance to see this year. He had a great game last week at the stadium when we were there. The kid's he's a football player. I mean, he really is, and he's a special kid, and he's fun to watch.
And he's not the only one you have to worry about. You also have to worry about Luke Padgett coming up the middle on that triple option. He's going to be tough for them to defend.
Yeah, Luke Padgett, 660 yards rushing with 10 touchdowns himself. When your second rusher is 660 yards, that's a special offense that's really going to, their game plan is it's not rocket science. They're going to punch you in the mouth, and they're going to try and run down their throat the whole game.
And that's what they've been pretty much doing all year. And we mentioned, I think in the post game last week, that it seems like Randolph has just been getting better and better as the weeks go on. So it's 4:58. Kickoff should be in just a few moments. So we're going to wrap it up here for the pregame show. But if you want to catch the game, it is on the NFHS network. We do have a link to that on our Twitter page and our social media pages to sign up if you want to watch that. But the two of us will be back at halftime with more on the game. Thanks for tuning in for a pregame show for the Class D Football Far West Regionals. Join us for halftime.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYimmediatecare.com for more information.